Greetings, everyone. Morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is the man from Buzzwalk, the Rastafari International Ambassador, better known as Jahbunny, affectionately hailed as the badass. Yeah. Um, I once tell you that the movement of Rastafari, the nation, is engulfed by the animal kingdom. So you will hear wolf, fox, ass, lion, different fowl, goat, you know. It's just something about the animal and rasta, So no feel no way if you hear say one of the ass get bad and all these things, wild ass. Anyway, um, my brethren, Jah live. The dark side for ask Mama Desta to elaborate on the issue of repatriation, especially regarding Ethiopia, because Mama Desta have lived there for 17 years. Now, this program, as I say, is a Rastafari program and census. So, because I only can work how I can work, the program as it's set and a move right now, it will get better, but right now it a move or it a move. I am not at the level where I can do interview, and I don't think if I do interview, it will come across, oh, Babylon struck the interview. But I think the approach that I am taking is to make ones and ones who have views, whether important or not important, youth audience will decide who you want to hear from. Because me hear I know you want to hear from, I tell you, you want to hear from Dr. B, you want to hear from Mama D, you want to hear from Haya Congo, you want to hear from Rastani, you want to hear from Juna Nigos. Can you tell me who you want to hear from? So I the item for make me know who you want to hear from. And then I will try to facilitate the ones them because everyone at work. Everyone I put in them work. So before me get to the program, for those who put forth them view or opinion, the number to link I is 07851 984675. Again, for link the runaway slave as an ex-slave to a slave or a free person, all you have to do is link upon 07851 984675. And whatever you have to say to the nation, to us, will be heard or hear. So now, Mama Desta from Upper Ethiopia is gonna lay down now the criteria that is in place for those of us that desire us to go to Ethiopia. I want you to listen the sistering very carefully, not selectively, but carefully. This way you don't make no mistake when you're passing on information. So here we go. Come here, mama, and tell them where you know. Cause it's all about what I and I know. So come tell the world now what you know taking place, where you personally help to put in place. Sorry. Hold it for a minute, they make a link up, Mama Desta, properly. Yeah. Go up and pause and come again, my sis, cause sometimes we have to check what we are do properly. So come again, sis. Come in.
Greetings in the name of Kadamawi Haile Selassie. This is Mama Desta. As you asked me, Jahbunny, my brethren, anything we ask one another, we have duty to comply when it comes to Rastafari work. So I am responding to your request with all due respect regarding repatriation in Ethiopia. So where we stand right now, I think we have to understand a couple of things. One, as you know, repatriation is not just the movement of I and I. That is a part of it and an essential part of it. Because when one or two or 10 of us move, return home, and are able to establish citizenship, residency, as the I did decades ago, we set a precedent. And based on that precedent now, we can always go and lobby and work with respective African governments to shape policy that can say, all right, this is what was done, this is why it was done, and this is how it was done to recognize I and I returning home. So based on that now, we want to expand that policy or expand that practice or precedent to include other Rastafari or specifically or even better yet, all black people. Because you see, Rastafari is the vanguard of the black man, of the downtrodden. And we can never forget this. I'm not interested, very frankly, in repatriation just for Rasta. Why? Number one, internationally now, a lot of people all over the world call themselves Rasta. I don't know who is who and what is what. And I'm not going to deny one their identity. By the same token, I know what my mandate is as just one of many workers within Rastafari. And the focus is on black liberation, black redemption, black repatriation. Good. That said, the governmental side of it now does require, again, government to government regarding how, who, and when in terms of the details of repatriation. I am currently advising through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Ethiopian Diaspora Service, whose focus, like most African countries, are specifically on their citizens who live abroad. So one would say Nigeria diaspora, Nigerians in the diaspora, Ethiopians in the diaspora, Ghanaians in the diaspora, etc. In the case of Ethiopia, based on its long history and connection with the African diaspora, we're talking from even the time of Menelik II, right? When he became aware of the impact of the victory of Adwa against the fascist Italians in 1896. Overstanding the impact, he was actually the first one that uttered the sound about Shashamane and providing a space for these Africans who were facing great tribulation, great neo-colonial racism, and all forms of post-slavery institutional degradation, right? Against our integrity, our identity. Good. So, understanding the historical context, precedents that have been set, like Nana Rita, she got the first passport in Ghana, 2009 or 10. I'll verify that. And then we followed with another batch of 34, which I was amongst. And this was not just given because of like and friend and company. Each had to submit what their contributions had been to Ghana, etc. Good. After validation and review, that was done. Now, as I say that, I also say that when President Mahama gave us 34, our Ghana citizenship, upon thanking him, he said, "This is our duty. This belongs to you. It is your birthright." So we also have to distinguish at this point now, within the context of repatriation, this notion of proving ourselves and what our contributions have been, right? With the right to return. I didn't ask to be taken away. And Bro Kumi, the last reasoning we had when he asked me, he said, "So what? You're not bringing me home to Ethiopia?" And when I asked him, I said, "Well, yeah, passport, come renew the passport. You have to listen to nurse and then bark at me as he would usually do when I utter a sound that more, bring attention to him. Say, I didn't leave Africa with a passport. I didn't leave Africa with a visa. And so why is that the utmost thing now we're talking about for my return home? But you see, you have to understand our ancients were highly intellectual. They may not have the best grammar and all these things that what we call Queen English, you know? And it was good in that they were able now to speak to I and I within a voice and a spirit that could be overstood and decoded. Because codification. So within the context of the decoding, this was part of the charge that I knew Brakumi had laid on me. Go home and sort the thing out. Because why is the onus on us? Why is it that we are the ones now have to prove our this and prove our that? Why is there not a structure in place that allows for the movements of people, especially those, because as you know, most black men and the rising numbers of black women have some kind of charge, some kind of case on them record, because that is how them set it out there in Babylon. We catch case for the littlest thing and it stay on your record and stay in your record till you can't get passport, you can't get license, etc. So understanding that these are some of the challenges now, and we're dealing within the framework of governments that are also dealing within the framework of large organizations, be it UN, IMF, World Bank, all of this wrap up and tie up. What we are trying to do here, and let me speak specifically to Ethiopia because this is where my focus has been for the last year and a half, shortly after the war broke out, November 2019, up in the north. So you know what? Rasta needed profile heightened, its power intensified, and its potential tapped into. Because Ethiopia, them can't touch we. Them can try, but touch not this land. Touch not Ethiopia. Some Ethiopians, elders I've even spoken to, have said enough of the things that are going on now is part of the judgment for turning them back on the emperor. Because remember, within the context of the constitution and even the reality of the Ethiopian Orthodox Tawaida Church, the emperor is head of the church, him is divine. We don't have no problem with that. These things are, again, codified. These things are well clearly articulated and documented and passed from generation to generation. So the synopsis is that right now, those of I and I are coming home. And those in Shashamane, and I always tell ones, yes, amongst one another behind the scenes, we can critique one another. But low Shashamane, you know, it's a complex, dynamic situation going on out there, and it's decades, over 60 odd years. So let us find alternative ways of focal points and interests that can bring our youth home to safety. Because as a mother, as a grandmother, my belly hurt. I'm afraid for what our children and grandchildren and great grandchildren going through out there in Babylon. You know? So, what is the alternative? The alternative is Africa. The alternative is indeed, as I'm saying right now, the focus shifting within the context of Ethiopia within the near future to the wider African diaspora, because this is the mother of civilization. This has been proven archaeologically, spiritually, hierarchically, and I Rastafari have always known this. So, as the mother of and cradle of civilization, for once to be able to return home is crucial. So those of us who have come home now over the last several decades, we are doing what I have called for the last almost 20 years repatriation. We are preparing because tomorrow, if government to government say, all right, good, every black man get a ticket. Every black man check your bank account. Cause solid going be there. Where we going to go? Where we going to go? What we going to do? So pre-patriation, we must be prepared. Yes, we walk by faith and not by sight, some, but this is a different era now. We must be strategic. We must be focused. And we must ensure that we are listening to clear information that is truthful, factual. This is not no susu now about who asleep with one who are doing. I don't really, I've never been a gossiping type, so I don't know how to even react to them kind of talk, to be very frank. But within the works of Rastafari and repatriation, there are many opportunities. One of the things that has been done, and Ethiopia is the only country in the world, has officially recognized Rastafari within the context of our history. And that history includes us being in exile in Babylon, living here. Many have been here undocumented for decades. So now that has been set through a guidance that was sent from Parliament to Ministry of Immigration. I should say the Immigration Authority, not Ministry, Immigration Authority. And so within that context, there's two entities here, the Ethiopian World Federation and the Jamaican Rastafari Development Community, JRDC. So these two entities have been leading the implementation, and hundreds have received their permanent residency to date. Now, I have a little thing that joke me in my side where this is concerned, because some of the people who have received this are Muzungu. They are white, but because them come under the category of Rasta, the government give. Because we tell them, say, is Rasta. Now, I will share with you, Jahbunny, the original diaspora policy draft that Priest Beriso Babo and Brother Moody of EWF invited me to a meeting. This is when Prime Minister Meles Zenawi was still alive, and Head of Cabinet called us in to ask, how do we draft this? What does it look like? I gave me 20 hours to try and draft up something. So, but a draft up was more of a rationale and a reasoning, you know. And now again, what? President was set with Ethiopia, giving exile. Good. Now, this document was very clear because it says Black African Rastafari whose ancestors came through the transatlantic slave trade. I could not be any clearer in that definition. And again, I don't know what Europeans, Asians, or others necessarily want within the context of Rastafari. I do know that every knee have a bow, every tongue confess, right? However, in the context of where ones will dwell, where ones are expected to return, my narrative as an African woman, mother, Rastafari, does not include the right of return for those with Viking heritage. Let me just put it that way. That said, we are focusing and trying to ensure that that loophole can be closed, and this privilege, this birthright that I and I have suffered for and returned home is given, granted to I and I as Rastafari. So anyway, I know this is quite a long message, but just thought I would share because again you did ask me, Jahbunny, and this is what we want, these platforms to share information, so give thanks. I love it, and we'll reason some more, how my schedule stay, but anytime I get a moment, certainly we'll try to comply and share information accordingly. All right, perfect love, Rastafari. Yes, Black. Il Jahbunny,
Yes, I just listen to this history. And while I'm trying not to put context to anything anyone said, me I go tell you when me hear, can me hear everything, but we jump out in my head and turn up in my head, me I go talk about. Now, from day one, me tell you say it's us and them. Right. I'm also something where the sister say, where me never break down to the eye them, but true she's a worker, she break it down, and that is, I heard her break it down, and I think I break it down in a different form, but it's still a breakdown. Now, one must be mindful of where we are at all time and the programs and the platforms that we are using, who control them, is them control the program. Mama, this Desta say that Kumi did program all of I and I towards being codified. Big word that codify. Because you have to remember, in the belly of the beast. Yeah, let me tell you something about this again now. Not taking away from what the daughter just said. But Babylon did a research and ever a search. Rasta. Babylon with the anthropologist cultural program, they research the man in the hill. The Rasta man in the hill, them research him. Then them research the Rasta man in a back a wall, Warwick Hill and Trenchtown. Then them research the Rasta man in a GP penitentiary and Bellevue Hospital. Them never leave out the penitentiary and the asylum. Now, when them capture Badass, Badass, after them take that off of Badass, Badass declare that him is a vanguard of the Rastafari movement and them bring down maximum security from Badass. Follow the ride. So Badass was house from the day he was captured till the day he was released as a maxi max. Why is that? But the point I'm trying to hammer in here now, while in maxi max, Brakumi was able to program I while I under maxi max. Every meal that come to I go through at least 10 scrutiny. Yet, Brakumi codify all communication that I was able to stay in the maximax and carry the work forward. So they them have to overstand now, say this living, this Rastafari thing is not no something where loose like that. So even when you hear I speak now, and the way I speak, it's codified. So it's only I and I can really fathom. Now little Babylon interpreter can come spin up what me I say right now. This is no boom bye bye. But you can't go tell a friend them say boom bye bye mean that. Yeah. When me say mean where me say death before dishonor. Come down to that. So while Mama Desta now telling us say a death before dishonor, she's still on point. Hear what she say? She say, them people there jumping at our thing, go up at Ethiopia, while we a squabble amongst ourselves. Hear what this mother say? She say these people were able to get their documents verifying that they are African citizens and are now legal in Ethiopia. Outcomes. Because they declare that they are Rastafari people. Can you imagine this? I want to down there squabble. I want to down there scribble and squabble on some little when all Babylon I get Ethiopian documents. Me tell you already, say Rasta ever a lose sight on the main objective. The man them a cry. Una cry for certain things. Sometime Africa fly the gate. I want to know see the gate fly. Mugabe fly the gate. I want never see him fly the gate, Mandela, uno criticize him and say him not do nothing. But me tell you, what happened in a Zana. Yeah, me tell you no. Because me not keep nobody's secret. Tell you already. You see when Azana decides say it going to make free one-man vote and a free election, them fly the gate. And when them fly the gate, them say, all who in exile is free for return. You hear what Azana did say? While Rasta down at Jamaica and elsewhere what deal with for them fuckery. Yeah? And when the world talk about Azana go up in a flames. You know, remember? At that, the world go up and cock. When them let out Mandela and said them are going to move in a one-man vote. Yeah? It was published that Azana would go up in flames. And what did the clerk, yeah, my call name, you know what the clerk do? For boot rest and safeguard theme people, him fly the gate, open the gate wide, and say all exilee is free to return. Mm-hmm. While this a go on, I'm on go down at the airport for see what go on. And me tell you where they are want while uno a talk uno rubbish and things say me a come today come talk say me and uno are the same. When them fly the gate, them put up little boots in a John Smith airport. Them put up some boots, like around 50 boots them put up. And these boots, yeah, when me look, I peer at them, me see I come forward in as exile. Can you believe this? The country woke up for everybody, every black man when want come in to make sure say the place free. Could have come. As you come off of the plane, you go in our little boat, yeah, and register yourself as return exile. Yeah. Rasta miss the boat. Desta. Mm-hmm. And them people, let me see the line long. What me say? The line long in the airport. It go round like a spurn. Yeah. Them people line up. Forget them documents. Mm-hmm. Anyway, now, you hear what the sister say? She is a part of now correcting that process. And this time she used a different word. There is a thing in place now that people from the Viking extract. Yeah, I man keep it simple, you know. Us and them. Us and them. But we're not in a nothing with the Vikings extract. And we're not in a nothing with all of these other people because them don't share our pain. Yeah. And if them want claim say them a Rasta, them have other forum can get for them rights too. Yeah. So them no need for a jump up in our thing and a go on now like them want put themselves ahead of our thing. I see Uno will like bow to the Vikings and hug up the Vikings and make them be head of phone thing. I'm telling you already, you know. I'm telling you again. When the day come, you're going to have to stay with them. Can't come on, if it's a ship we go up on our plane, yeah man, you go see man like I and I at the door. No, you out of the line. You out of the line. You out of the line. Yeah. Anyway, I think the sister still have some more things to say to I and I. So come in again, Mama Desta.
Yes, I St. Vincent and the Grenadines, President Gonzalez.
Right. Come in
Should
again.
also be very specific about that policy paper that again I'm going to send you a copy and you can feel free to share. Sure, it's been edited and revised, etc. But nonetheless, it did start the process of how to legally sort of address and look at the issue of recognition and more importantly documentation for I&I, right? So the result is we are granted what is called permanent resident. Well, no, yeah, it is a permanent residence permit that is good for 5 years, renewed every 5 years, and it is given to what's called foreign national of Ethiopian origin. So that's foreign national of Ethiopian origin. So essentially what we are receiving is the same thing that an Ethiopian born here in Ethiopia but goes abroad, let's say Germany, England, US, and receives a citizenship from that country. They no longer have Ethiopian citizenship because within Ethiopia it is only they don't recognize dual citizenship within that context, right? So it is then this is the next best thing, and this residency allows you to do everything that a citizen can do except for vote. So it is the voting power that one does not have. And I know that there are efforts to try to look at that. But again, this document, which was sent to Ministry of Foreign Affairs, shortly after that, Prime Minister Meles Zenawi passed away. So there was a lull. Then it was 2013, and Prime Minister Portia Simpson came from Jamaica here to Ethiopia for the 50th anniversary of the OAU. And at that time, they contacted me and asked me to, just facilitate gathering so they could meet with the community and so forth, which we did. We did it at Radisson Blue Hotel.
Sis, make a just say something right there. Um, as it stand right now, um, I must say respect goes out to Mama Portia Simpson and also Mama Babsy Gray. Cause I have to keep it. I can't make your thing look like me one-sided. Cause I tell you, say my boss, my gun for PMP and labor right. Yeah, me tell you how my function as a Rasta man. So if me I tell you, say my boss it for PMP and labor right, then when it come to Rasta, it's steep and rapid. Mm-hmm. Anyway, the point that I want to make y'all to get clear now is Babsy Gray is who in power now. So it's only right for her, whether we like it or not, it's only right for her to do what she's doing. Now, there's a lot of critics about how Babsy Gray go about do her thing. But me I go tell you now, say, Babsy a do her thing because nobody now give her nothing or put her in check. So she just a do what she feel is best, even though is in our government interest that she do these things. Can't hide from that. But she's still doing. It is for Rasta to have control and say, no, Mama Babsy. And this way I deal with. No, Mama Babsy. You see, when it come to Rasta, this is where we want and this is how we. Because if I the ganja are the big problem, I sure no. I keep a telling the seminar have the same issue on having. If me want to sell some ganja right here in England, there's nobody to stop me. Nobody never stop me from day one, When Rasta House I go mile a minute and me choose nothing go a Rasta House, And me have me warriors them where choose say a ganja them a deal with and we have many house round here we run mile a minute. Enough things where you see build up at Ethiopia, a Shashamale. And we do it, you'd have a crew around here named Jah Warrior Crew. The Jah Warrior Crew never hide and do what them are doing. We were so tough that out of our ganja house, police sit down 24 hours a day with them notebook and take note and we are doing thing. Cause we are Rasta. So why Jahbunny cannot do now? Cause me not get na them little things there. Me not get na selling nothing and all these things. I know my thing that. Every man have them lane. So, hey, my virgin, me them amongst my virgin. Yeah? Me them amongst my virgin. And everybody around them a, 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 a grab and a grab and a grab. And my virgin get paro. And I said, Jabby, Oh, you know want nothing. I say, that's cool, man. That's cool. And you say, for the man feel good, the man look for me one and say, Jabby, you know want nothing. And me just say, that's cool, because me never did I watch that. Me did just sit down as an elder every day. All me do, eat some ital and just sit in and reason with the man them. Till till the youth were in charge, just look for me one day and just give me a bag full of money and say, hold this Jabby, because you go, you have family too, you know. Yeah, Rasta. Me never sell nothing, me never do nothing. But every time when you get whole, I me them call and say, Jabby, one of our soldier get whole, go for him. Yeah, I me just go for him. Cause so the thing go, cause my lane that. So what I'm saying, the ganja shouldn't be no problem because who bear more persecution for ganja than Rasta? Yeah, when me down America, I'm a 5 ganja house me have when me down America. Cause me is a businessman. Yeah. And the police never give me no problem in America. Them never give me no problem. My ganja house run like a supermarket. Yeah. I know the guidelines. I know how much ganja fit in the house. Yeah, back in them time there was guidelines. Me tell people say, yo, police stop with all 50 pound of ganja and fi Lego with ganja and do back with ganja cause Rasta I deal with. You have to know these things. We have them back in the 70s some we a move. Yeah. Police come in our house and we knock the door and we look and see side the feds and we fly the door and them come in. And them look round and what them a look for? A gun them a look for. From them not find a gun and them say, them know how much bag of weed we intake if you have on the premises. And we keep it in the guidelines. And the man them, if it over, one man just say, officer is my own, and them get a ticket and them go deal with the ticket and deal with the fine. I saw the thing that said, so this big uproar now with ganja free and but I still have no ganja problem. Still no have no ganja problem. Me just don't deal and indulge with that because it will give them reason to come knock on my door. The police can't come knock on my door right now for what? No, them can't come knock on my door. Cause my children them not in and out garbage or rubbish. And my children them know, cause I tell them say, me never make police knock on the old man door yet. So my children them know so them can't make the police come knock on my door. And me nah do nothing for police come knock on my door. What am I doing? I'm just being myself here, you know. Anyway, hopefully you get that message and stop make the ganja becomes the end of the world. It's like everybody lose focus. Because you know why most people lose focus? Money. Once something involve money, everybody just get funny. Yeah.
Just maybe not even 5 minutes walk from Jubilee Palace, where His Majesty last reign from, and 10 minutes walk from.
Yeah, the point what I did want to make, if I didn't make it, is that everybody is excited now about Minister Babs Grange and the works that she's doing. But listen what we are here now. We are here say, Mama Portia did put in some serious work too. Because she go lay the groundwork for Rasta can get documents in Ethiopia. Yeah. And nobody never hear about the works there. Yeah. And Rasta keep a burnout politician. When you hear where Mama Desta say, politics have to be involved because it's government to government. You can't just pick up yourself so and go Africa and nobody no know say you return. You know, invisible. Them a go see the dread there where him come from, a tourist. So unless you're a tourist, you can just carry back yourself to go Africa and act like tourist till your money done. But if you're not tourist, and you reaching, you want to make people know something there. Yeah, register. Yeah, count me now, cause I'm done with dung, so. I saw the thing go. And what Mama Desta is saying, that Portia seems to go up there and lay the groundwork for that. We need to make that emphasis on that. So what you see, Minister Grade is doing now, she's only carrying on what was started. Yeah, because I have to call a spade, you know. Yeah, and I can't be impartial and say, yo, I can't follow no, so, some little small-minded people and I talk about politician at this and politician are being politician. Are you know if it start study politics and make them work for you? Yeah, cause I'm telling you, say politics work for me. Yeah. Right now, nobody can touch me. Touch me and hear the politician them say, what that talk about how a boy that? Yeah. Somebody have to own you too. Yeah, cause you're still upon the plantation. Even in a Babylon, wherever you're there, you're upon a plantation. Yeah. Or when you go forward Africa, you're still upon a plantation. You have to know these things and know how you work yourself on the plantation. Yeah. So, Mama Desta, continue with what you're saying, because people want to hear you more than me.
My home as well. And so we had that. And at that time, we brought her up to date with the fact that there was this policy paper looking at how to resolve the documentation issue. She asked me to print a copy. She was going to see the then Prime Minister Haile Mariam Desalegn, and she presented the document to him, asking again for follow-up and attention. Again, that was 2013. By 2017, 18, still wasn't a lot going on. But under Prime Minister Abiy, I think right before his administration or right after, that is when we got the news that this guidance was passed. And so many of us started going down and getting that permanent residency. I should say this, for me, that my residency has never been an issue. I came here, I make sure I set up my company, I make sure I set up things properly, not just for me, but that I could help facilitate the movement of others to come home. However, in opportunities that came to me to get my personal permanent residency and thing sorted out, I declined because it really wasn't just about me personally, but about the greater good for all. And like I said, I wasn't in any distress because I know how to structure the thing. There's laws that allow us to set up our business and all of this. So anyway, now where we stand, that is something that is able to address the issue of those who are undocumented. There is a policy in there that is supposed to require that you live on the land for, I think it's 10 years or something like that. So I know that there's been some loopholes and some concerns. Does that mean coming back and forth and contributing over 10 years? Does it mean actually residing for 10 years? So again, these are things that will be sorted out. The most important thing is, again, why I pleaded with you to tell the story of Azania and what that means. And if a man try to dip them, dipping you to Africa, because what you did, it initiated something. It planted a seed, that I and I can build on, because document is a legal process we're talking about here. Repatriation is not, even if you're getting on a plane, it's a legal process, right? You need a visa, you need a passport, you need a ticket, you have to get to the airport. All of this is monetary, legal, logistics. So Yeah, I just wanted to share that process though in terms of how it went and even the role of the government of Jamaica again under Prime Minister Portia Simpson at that time. And I should say this in 2005, we also facilitated a meeting with President Gonzalez, um, who is, no, I think he's still presiding over CARICOM, not sure, but anyway, I'm really out of touch with the Caribbean politics and political structure and so forth. But Prime Minister Gonzalez came with a delegation of Rastafari at the time to discuss the bilateral arrangements and waiving visas between between the CARICOM countries and specifically at that time St. Nevis and the Grenadines. You know, I don't have my notes before me, but I did want to, since I have a few moments at least, honor your request, Jahbunny. So please bear with me. And those who have the exact date, please feel free, to chime in on that. Again, just trying to do my best to fill whatever gaps that I can recall from almost 20 years ago. I wish I had your memory job on it. Sometime I listened to you talk and I said, Dread. The man can remember them thing, can barely remember what I had for dinner. In any event, it's a joy to serve, and there are many of us here that are serving in very different capacities, and we don't all have to sit down together and work together on everything. You know, the mechanic that fixing your car, I'm not in touch with the dentist. You know, the dentist not in touch with the teacher. We're all doing our role and our responsibility. We're adults now, trod in Rastafari for decades. So if we don't know what our role and responsibility is based on our own individual capacity, our own our own inclination, right? And our own vision and guidance, then that is where the problem begins. So no watch nothing if you know say, well, oh, all of us are working on the same. We're still working. We're still working. And we all have different roles and responsibilities. So again, give thanks for the opportunity and the encouragement, Jahbunny, as usual, just to share with ones what's happening here. All right. Hope this helps. Love, love.
Give
Yes,
thanks,
sir.
give
Saint
thanks,
Vincent.
give thanks, Mama Desta. Yeah, it's not even. I give thanks for that, for the I sharing those personal views and input that the I have put in over the years. And I think what I personally take from that, because I never know these things, I never know, say, Mama Portia did put in some good work for I and I. So we give thanks for that. So we want to learn from what is being coming out now. The JLP is doing their work now because they're in power. And every government that is in power, as a year, I tell you now, is Michael Mann the government actually free South Africa? And now we are here say Portia Simpson government did put in some serious work as to the documentation of Rasta in Ethiopia. Yeah, I can't deny these things. But speaking about that and works, I'm gonna make on a year now where a brethren again in America have to say about hi. So I don't know the brethren name, but this brethren is a Rasta youth too. And him is also a member of the EWF. So him have to have him say on my program too, because I saw the thing, set the thing no partial. So come in, EWF brethren.
Il Jahbunny, I should also
Right. Sometimes we click and miss, but come in again now, my brethren.
I said to even other ones who were a little bit disturbed by this or that, I said, he's an elder. Yes, 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 yes. Jahbunny, say it right there. Thank you for sharing. Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Love to get a link. Do check out Jahbunny, and I said to even other ones who were a little bit disturbed by this or that, I said, he's an elder. He's giving a testimony, and it's good to hear the testimony of the elders, because those are the ones that give instruction and guidance from you could call it jam rock abroad here, even in Broke Kings in Brooklyn, you know what I mean? From said time. So it's good to hear those testimonies, because I know there's truth, and a lot of truth. There's the personal experiences, but there's the wisdom, of the experience. When you talk about how there was a lot of things Rastafari, and the community, Rastafari was leading the black community, was doing business wise. And we were in Babylon, not of Babylon, sojourners, sojourners. Not to put it in no biblical thing, but it's like, a people migrating, trotting, looking for that city, looking for that consciousness, and seeking it here and there. Yes, some of us born here, and, you could say in this North Country, in Babylon, but we're not of Babylon. And also when he spoke about like people taking one's idea, I love the part when he mentioned, say, that people try to take the thing, take what you reveal, either write it down, or it's like back in the dance hall, they talk about pirate come in with cassette tape, and so when man work out them their relics, what I mean, before a live, audience and people, that they're about to drop, someone else come in there and try to kind of copy it, you know what I mean? And then them doing your style. Like there was a boy some years ago at this Gishen cafe that was up here, Ethiopian cafe. And he was a sizzler, like, that Bobo Shanti, some of the artists that had that particular style, with the music. He was very much kind of like Sizzler, like in a sense, he tried to do his thing like that. So I remember we had a little sound system up there. We put the sound system. The man sound like it, but once you put on the rhythm, you're like on the track, he wasn't like syncing up. He wasn't syncing up on the track. He was kind of racing his lyrics. He's like, almost like from memory. He wasn't feeling the beat. He wasn't feeling the vibes, so to speak, but he did capture, the next man's style or the next man ting, but he couldn't sync it with the reality, like with the real rhythm as the rhythm was flowing. And it was the most interesting thing. We try to haul and pull a few times and everything, like a cappella. Yeah, it sounds great a cappella, but then when you put it to the rhythm, it was weird. It was weird at the time, but it becomes a kind of example right now. But thank you for that, my brother. Thank you for that right there. When you talk about, we don't have to protect the thing. I've been trying to say to other ones, as long as we're doing the constitutional, when I say constitutional, I'm not just talking about the paper, the letter of the law. I'm saying the spirit of it, and doing the work according to that procedure, being a nation or of law. When I say law, I'm not talking about Babylon law, but of our own rules. For example, the thing that out of order, ones and ones are saying that even though it may not be a written thing, a written order, one's like the elder Jahbunny, he know what the order was. He know what it was. He saw the fruit that was there at that time. It wasn't written like, say, 10 Commandments thing, but it was kind of written on the table of the heart, and some ones may not have had that written, but they would start writing it, so things go away from that order right there, and one say, what this? This is not it. What this? How'd that come about? You know what I'm saying? Because it doesn't match anything that those who experience the original order. It's not in spirit, it's not in truth. It's not in spirit. It's not, you don't feel it in the iris, and it's not in truth. It's not in the reality of our history of experience. So you wonder like where it come from. Some man say what, enter out the bone. Heard man say that, enter out the bone in that sense. So when he said we don't have to defend it, I think that's a very, very good point. Like not having to defend it. Not saying we don't have to do the right thing, but as long as we're doing the right thing and protecting the right thing that we're doing. A lot of these other feds or people, other parties, they would destroy themselves, because they can't marshal it. That's the key word I pick up from Jahbunny. They can't marshal it when it comes time to marshal it. And he even say that he's still, receiving, learning, growing, it's an ever flowing thing, until he's able to do certain things that has been laid on his heart. It's like when they talk about the prophet, the prophets, you know what I mean? That Jah gave him, the Almighty gave him a word, you know what I mean? And even if he tell it to the next one who want to be a prophet, they it's not the word given to them. You know what I mean? They ran, but they wasn't sent. Many of us know that we were sent, and that should give us a confidence, that even if we were to reveal what it is to ones and ones, unless they have received it, you could say from the Father, from the source, through mother wisdom, then it's just, yeah, give thanks, my brother. Enough thanks for it. Yes, Rastafari. Hail up Jahbunny, for I and I, as well. Because we're not, born in yard, abroad, but, the Irish is where we're born from, where we're born and grow. So I understand, I know, and I encourage, the elders' word, sound, and vibration, because ones may not get it now. Hopefully they get it later. Hopefully they don't get it too late. Yes, the straight and narrow gate. Rastafari. This is Ras Iadonis Tafari.
Yes, me Adrian. You know, I man feel so irie listening to the I telling oh I man impact on the I. And why I feel irie? I remember the days in the 70s in Brooklyn, in Queens, in Bronx, in Mount Vernon, in Manhattan, East Side, West Side, Queens, Long Island. Jahbunny is a 5-barrel man. Yeah. There is no go era for I when it comes to trading globally. But what I remember, you know, the last time I go to America, I was telling you what kind of man I is. I'm telling you, say, when I do America and I run on the ground, if you see me and 20 man and me alone come from yard, that's how brave me is. Yeah. Me live monks American, me's a homeboy. Yeah, them look for me as the good old Rasta Bunny, homeboy. Yeah. The last time I go to America, I take a train and go up and come off up at 125th Street up in Harlem. And as I come out of the train station, I see a bunch of whole American, whole man like myself. And as I come out of the train station, I hear a man say, who goes there? The old Rasta Bunny. Hear that? So the point is that I'm making is that I and I them not tried on the same level. I go up in Harlem right now, me's a homeboys to elder seeing a black American. And them same black American, they will soon and say, on a yard is an coconut nigga. Black American they relate to I as no coconut nigga. Them relate to I as one of them. Yeah, cause I have a function. Yeah. Out of Far Rockaway, there was a boys club, American boys club, Buskies. I man was the sponsor for that boys club. Yeah, you know. So, like me say, we put in wherever we go, we put in we work and we mingle with the people. That's why this American hydrant could have relate now and hear the man say, he must share my thing with all I'm brethren and sister in them. So the work must go on. And how the work go on, you have to know your duty. Yeah, look from when planner they give me that work, yeah, for manifest. 21 years ago. And I know I rise up and I carry it. Sound like somebody did done with the work. But not before the time, because if me never wait for my time, would I get caught in a whole heap of other time. Now, just some things that is in the making. I brethren, cause sometimes I have to put the things them out there, cause I saw it go. And me alone know these things. And I brethren send me a thing this morning, and the brethren ask me to do a thing. If I can find this thing, I will read off this thing. Yeah. The brethren say, oh yeah. So the brethren say, Grand Rising Rasta Ambassador. I did like to know how is it Jablu was not there the day St. Agnes was raided, and where was he? Who refused, declined the 100-year tenancy by Ken Livingston, who called the police on Rasta House, and what happened to those who got arrested? Yeah. Now this bridging, I dig up a whole heap of things now, cause England with them now, Babylon. You hear what the brethren say? Me just stop. Cause me not put no context pan nothing. But the brethren I make some serious point. Now, St. Agnes Place. Hear it name St. Agnes Place. St. Agnes Place is a whole street with block flats and a big centurial house that was given to Rasta, them say, by Prince Charles, who is now King Charles. Right. Them say, listen, the youth say, I and I they get 100-year tenancy by Ken Livingston. If we never know again who Ken Livingston is, I think Ken Livingston, you can't tell me if I'm wrong, but he is one of the greatest mayor that ever run the city of London, Ken Livingston. Yeah? And this brethren is saying that Ken Livingston did attempt to give us a 100-year lease for the whole St. Agnes Place. I will stand corrected because I don't know the ins and outs of these things. The brethren I to ask the audience. So I just a work. The brethren go on to say, who are the members that were around at the time and what do they have to say? Why does Jablu name come up so many times? Well, I can tell you that. At the time, Jablu put himself as the man in charge of everything that place at St. Agnes Place. So that's why you can't have St. Agnes Place with no Jablo. Moving along. What has happened to the money made in Rasta House? Big question. Holy pa money. Holy pa money make round there, so. Yeah. Cause everything we fi sell round there, so. You want gun fi buy, go round there. You want coke fi buy, go round there. You want dynamite fi buy, go round there. You want heroin fi buy, go round there. You want skunk fi buy, go anything you want fi buy, go round a St. Agnes Place. That's why it end up disappear after the hurt. Moving right along. Cause you know, Jabin holding about the secret. Let me tell them, I never sell nothing. So them can't point no finger upon me. Yeah, and them can't ask me for answer none of these questions, cause me never function. Me function round there no, but me function as Rasta round there. Me never sell nothing. And me no buy nothing neither. Right. What has happened to Rasta in Europe? Big question again. When I ask, they give me basket to carry water like me. Nah, no sense. But known it is time to smoke out the rats. Them. Please and thank. Manners and respect. The only thing next time when you send me them kind of heavy thing, you know, you have to put your name. Yeah. You have to put your name. And next time to not send me nothing for read. Make a voice message so people can hear your. Yeah. Yeah, your vibration, your energy, no? No, when you're on a coward thing on my platform, no? Yeah? So make it be known. Say the next time you ask me for do something, I do it this time, but next time make people hear your voice, cause you have these questions. I none of this no bother me. I do it because if me don't do it, I go say, boy, me send boy Rasta Jabino impartial, can me ask him some serious questions. So your question get asked. You never done, you have some more questions too. So here the rest of the question then. Ross Seymour was getting people to represent us in houses of parliament. At the moment, we were about to be called Sister P walk away. Why was this? Again, my brother, I don't know, you know. But I know say me did put in some work to fit in a parliament too. And Tony Blair did set a team a man for deal with I. Paul Booton, Diane Abbott, and Bernie Grant did start the process. And David Lamar did come pick it up. It collapsed because there was no collectiveness amongst I and I. Anyway, the brethren went on to say, what has happened to the EWF Inc. local tree burial fund? Again, I know enough things where me no know. Yeah, cause me nah go on like me to tell me say me how no function in a function like una Babylon. So me never to get involved in a phone thing. As Wallet, Gabriel, Sister P, embezzle money. You see, brethren, at them thing me I show you now. Them things are supposed to come out of my mouth. Are you ask these questions? Cause them things no bother me, brother. Yeah. Whatever money was there and get take away and who carry Ghana, Ethiopia, and who carry Ghana and all them things there. That is not my concern. Me never have no problem with the money part at St. Agnes Place. Cause me have problem with them things, me go sell some ganja to it and go sell something. Nobody never stop me from more you know. Nobody never stop me from come sell nothing around there, you know. And me choose not to go get involved with those things. Yeah. I am a disciplined man. The things them that I do is I choose what to do and what not to do. So don't come and ask me. No. I need to find Boom Donovan. Well, if you need to find Boom Donovan, call me and me give you Boom Donovan number. Because Boom Donovan is my soldier. Yeah, so if you want Boom Donovan number, Boom Donovan not hide from nobody. Yeah, but me not gonna put Boom Donovan number on my platform like I saw the thing work. Call I identify yourself to I and tell her who he is and you will get Boom Donovan number. Yeah. The burden gone. Long-standing member, Sister Maniki, who is elder and frail. Yeah, well, me don't know where I said that, sir. If you want to tell me, say the sister need help and these things, then there's a way to go about that. But me not say the sister need no help because one thing round here, not all people around here not supposed to suffer around here. So if this sister need help and something wrong, then something is wrong with her personally, right? That can be sorted out. So we're gonna wrap up this program. We're going to try to come forward very soon because we have another program that we want to highlight because a Rasta and other things are going. So until such time, I want perfect love at all time. And whosoever is celebrating the Sabbath, have a highly Sabbath.